What is something normal in your life today? Something normal. It could be what your paycheck looks like. It could be what your investment account looks like. It could be the car that you're driving. It could be the boat that you have. It could be the person that you're dating. What is something normal in your life today that younger you would be absolutely blown away by? And then what are you chasing? What do you believe it'll finally give you? Will it give you freedom? Does it give you peace? Does it give you safety? Give you validation? Like, hey, I've made it. Does it give you control? Because sometimes we aren't chasing the thing. We're chasing what we believe the thing will make us feel.
Welcome to All Can, No Can't, the podcast where we toss out excuses, face our fears, and reclaim control. I'm Jeff Luther, your guide to mastering the chaos and turning obstacles into opportunities. Whether you're an entrepreneur navigating the ups and the downs of building a successful business or someone ready to rewrite the rules of your life, this is your space to grow, to push boundaries, and to embrace doing the hard shit that leads to greatness. Together, we'll explore stories of resilience, strategies for overcoming, and the mindset shifts that let you build a life on your terms. I use my experience with a life-altering diagnosis to help you find the can in every can't. So buckle up, because it's time to stop living in can't and start thriving in all can. You choose.
Welcome back to All Can, No Can't. I'm your host, Jeff Luther, and this is the place where we take obstacles, adversity, hard seasons, uncomfortable truths, and we find opportunity inside of them. From the onset, I have said this is the podcast where we find the opportunity in the obstacle, because there is always can in can't. Another solo episode today, and today I want to talk about something that it's been sitting heavy with me, and I just heard something else about it that is going to sound a bit like a rant, but needs to be addressed. I listen to I say a lot. I spend a fair amount of time listening to podcasts, just like you guys are listening now. And like on a plane, going through the airport, or driving. Sometimes I'll listen when I work out, not very often. But there are times where I use podcasts to check out. I use podcasts for growth. I use podcasts to pass time. And I listen to them because I want to grow. I listen because, to me, growth matters. And I listen to people talking about discipline, mindset, growth, pushing harder, the one more rep, one more call, one more book. I've had guests on here that have that same sentiment. Become who you're capable of becoming, all that stuff. And I love it. I love the drive. I love the ambition. Even a book that actually changed my life was The Power of Ambition by Jim Rohn. So ambition matters. All of that stuff matters to me. Growth matters. Doing difficult things, it matters. And if it wasn't for the fact of doing difficult things, I don't know where I would be now after my sudden cardiac arrest. It was hard. It was hard to get back in a car, let alone live life to the extent I'm living it now. So I'm all about hard things. I dig it. But I heard Ed Mylett say something on his podcast. And if you're not listening to Ed Mylett, I would strongly encourage you to do so. His podcasts are really great. But he talked about hell being dying and meeting the person that you could have been. I think he was repeating it from someone else. But that one really sat with me. And I'll tell you why I struggle with that. I understand exactly what he's saying. Like, I get it. Okay, yeah, be all that you can be. Don't waste opportunities. Don't drift through life. Don't waste your gifts, or don't waste your talents, however you want to look at that. But here's where I wrestle with that. What happens when becoming better is the only scoreboard? Like, being better is the only way to track progress. Being better is the only bar that we have, and we're constantly raising the bar. Because I can always become a little better. Everybody can always become a little better. I can be a better father. And I'm like, that's one thing that I can truly hang my hat on. I'm a damn good father. I've failed in a lot of other ways, but man, I'm a good father. But I could always be better. I could be a better entrepreneur. I don't know if I'm a good entrepreneur, but I've owned a business for 25 years. I could be a better speaker. I could be more patient. I could be more disciplined. I could be healthier. And I'm a pretty healthy guy. As far as like food habits, that kind of stuff. Food habits, exercise habits, sleep, taking care of my body. But I could be so much better. I could be more present. There's always one more rep, one more call, one more hour to devote to something. There is always another level. We tell our kids this too. I mean, shit, I remember my kid's like 7 years old at a soccer game. Oh, just do your best. Do your best. No 7-year-old ever does their best. Ever. And I wonder if they know that. Like, if they come off the field thinking, yeah, I could have ran faster. I could have turned quicker. I could have kicked the ball harder. There's always more. There's always something more. So if there's always more, how does it feel believing that you'll never arrive? I'm not saying accept mediocrity. This is really hard. This is hard to articulate what it is that this made me feel. But I'm not saying accept mediocrity. And like, oh my gosh, I know my audience. I know who you are. And I know that you're the people that build. You're the people that push. You're the people that create. You sacrifice. You do hard things. I don't mean accept mediocrity. But ambition and satisfaction, they're not enemies. It's like we just can never be okay with what we've done because there's always something more that we feel like we need to do. You can want more and appreciate now. You can want more and appreciate what you have. You can want more and appreciate what you've done. The pursuit of excellence is not mutually exclusive from satisfaction or from being satisfied. That doesn't mean that you become satisfied because you think you're excellent or perfect. You can be satisfied with what you've done and still pursue being better. The important thing there is celebrating what you've accomplished. When I started my business, I never in a million years, I never imagined building a company from zero to over $3 million. Never.
As you know, I've been coaching for a little over a year now, and my coach just laid something pretty heavy on me. They've challenged me to have 50 powerful coaching conversations booked within the next 30 days. So if you're feeling stuck or overwhelmed, maybe successful but unfulfilled, or you just need to talk something through with someone that you know will listen, then I would love to have that conversation with you. This is not a tactic. There's no sales pitch. It's just one powerful conversation. This is complimentary to you. So if you want in, send me a message and I'll send you the link. I got you.
I never imagined building a company. Like $100,000 was my goal. If I hit $100,000, then oh my God, I had made it. I do remember that. And I remember before I started my company, I was at Georgia Pacific. And I remember something huge about my job at GP. It was the first time I had to travel for work. And I remember making plans to travel, what the days were going to be, and talking to my boss about it and all this stuff. And then a couple of days later in intra-company mail, you had these little plastic trays that sat on your desk, and they would roll a cart around the floors and dump your mail in your little plastic tray. And I never got any mail, but one day I got an envelope flopped down in my little plastic tray, and it was a corporate card. Man, I thought I had arrived. So I had my corporate card because I was going to be going on a corporate trip. I called our corporate travel department, had them book my flight, book my hotel, had a rental car reserved. It was amazing. Like, I was on top of the world. And it was Gulf Breeze. That's where I went. I went from Atlanta to Gulf Breeze to go check out an apartment complex and do an inspection, do an on-site inspection. But man, I mean, I thought I was really something else. It's like, oh my gosh, like this is amazing. I love this company. I will be here forever. Then came Westchester, Pennsylvania. Westchester, Pennsylvania is where I went for my first ASHI conference when I started doing home inspections. And that was the first time that the company that I built paid for me to travel. The company that I built paid for the flight. I remember booking that flight. I remember the airport. I remember sitting on the plane. It was amazing. I remember the house that I was doing the inspection at when I had to leave to go to the airport because I left from work, went straight to the airport to catch my flight to get to that conference. And I just remember thinking, oh my gosh, like somebody like me really gets to do something like this in their life? I had no idea that could have been a dream for me. It's like, man, I really get to do this and my company really can pay for this? And then years later, I paid for 2 employees to go to the ASHI annual conference. And I can't even put into words what that meant to me, but that was extraordinary. And this is probably the most I've celebrated it. Actually, I never stopped to celebrate either of those things. I do remember telling my parents about my Georgia Pacific trip. But when I paid for employees to go on a trip to a conference, sent 2 folks there, that was extraordinary. And I never celebrated it. So the extraordinary then becomes the ordinary. The thing that you once prayed for, the thing that you thought you could never achieve, the thing that you said, if I just have this, life will be good. That becomes invisible. The life that the younger you would have been blown away by becomes just a normal Tuesday. So, for this episode, that's why I built what I call the Success Reflection Guide. It's truly, I built it for talks and I do some in workshops, but it's truly just a reflection guide. Just reflect on what successes that you've had. Then reflect on the things that you think you want, why you want them, and what they're going to get you. It's questions for people like you and people like me that keep moving the goalposts. I call that the hedonic treadmill, where you're just on a treadmill. You're just chasing the next goal, the next. You hit it, you think it's going to be fulfilling, and then you just keep going. So I want you to take a minute. Take 30 seconds. It's probably not even going to take that long. But do concentrate about this. I'm going to ask you a question. What is something normal in your life today that the younger you would be shocked by, blown away by? What is something normal in your life today? Something normal. It could be what your paycheck looks like. It could be what your investment account looks like. It could be the car that you're driving. It could be the boat that you have. It could be the person that you're dating. What is something normal in your life today that younger you would be absolutely blown away by? And then what are you chasing? What are you chasing? What do you believe it'll finally give you? Will it give you freedom? Does it give you peace? Does it give you safety? Give you validation? Like, hey, I've made it. Does it give you control? Because sometimes we aren't chasing the thing. We're chasing what we believe the thing will make us feel. So go download that form. I'll put a link in the show notes of where you can get it. And you can fill it. It's a PDF where you can actually fill it out online if you want. Sit somewhere quiet. It probably will take you 10 minutes. Really think about it. really think. Keep growing, keep building, keep chasing excellence. When you fill this form out, be open, be honest, be vulnerable. It's just for you. So again, I'm not suggesting that we just get to a point and stop. Not at all. Keep chasing excellence. Just don't move past your own life so quickly that you forget to notice it. And I think it's I know who it is. I know for sure it's Mater from Cars. But Mater says when he's driving in reverse on that one scene, and he says, what does he say? I don't need to know where I'm going. I just need to know where I've been, or something like that. Sometimes it's okay to stop and think about where you've been compared to where you are. And one of my favorite lines of that movie, of a lot of movies, and I say this a lot, where Lightning McQueen says something to Mater. He said, well, what did I tell you about that, Mater? He said, to not to. That's like one of the best lines ever. I don't think I did that justice because I forget what the actual line is. So yeah, keep chasing excellence. Don't move past where you are. Be present. Don't get so far out over your skis. If this episode mattered to you, if this was timely, send it to somebody. Share it with another entrepreneur. Share it with a parent. Share it with another high achiever, high performer, somebody that needs this today. Thanks for being here. Thanks for tuning in. And until next time, I absolutely can't wait to see you. I am Jeff Luther. This is All Can, No Can't. This is where we truly find the opportunity in the obstacle.
Thanks for listening to All Can, No Can't. If today's episode resonated with you, remember, it's not about the chaos you face. It's about how you choose to take back control. It's about finding that one small can in the can't you're given and grinding it down. Find your angle, carve your place out in the world, and get the fucking win. Do that by finding what you can do and not listening to what you can't. You choose. Be sure to subscribe, share, and leave a review. Your support helps me reach more people that are ready to embrace the all-can mindset. And it lets them know there's someone that's willing to walk with them no matter how dark the path gets. You can find me on Insta at JDLuther 2.0 and allcan_no-can't. This is where I share more tips, stories, inspiration to help fuel your journey. And until next time, keep pushing boundaries, breaking limits, proving to yourself that anything is possible, even when you're told it isn't. Remember, life's not about can't. It's all can. Go prove them wrong.